Hello guys. Hey friends and family, I am back with another YouTube video. I couldn't go this week without one, of course, but I feel like you guys have been wanting to see a Q&A. I feel like I haven't done one of these in so long, So we're gonna do a Q&A today. I put up on my Instagram like a Q&A thing and you guys gave me some questions to answer. Some of these are going to be juicy, so let's delve into my life. First, I need to give you an update on my morning. Okay, you need to hear this. So this morning, I was having a shower after I went to training this morning, and I was literally like naked, coming out of the shower as you do, and I opened my bedroom door and I saw this thing crawl across the room really fast in the corner of my eye, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a mouse. I can't run because my foot's still injured, so I have to be so careful. I had like no strap on it or anything, so I was like, ah, and I like hopped up onto the bed, but it crawled under my bed, and I was like, oh my god, and I was like sending mum pictures, and I like jumped up onto the bed, and I was like, how the hell am I gonna get this out of my room? Like, I cannot do anything in my room. I don't even want to clean my room because it's like literally like gonna jump at me or something. I don't know. Anyway, I cornered it into my like shoe cupboard, and it ran into my New Balance 9060s, and I literally caught it. I caught a mouse. Like, what? I didn't know what to do with it, so I ran outside, and I'm gonna show you the video now. I put it on TikTok. It's so funny. I just didn't know what to do. Oh my god, guys, I swear I just caught a mouse in my shoe. Are you ready? I'm not joking, like I would not be lying. I literally just caught a mouse, just ran into my room from outside because I left the door open. And a freaking mouse, like I literally just like grabbed the shoe and it crawled into it, and I just went like that with my shorts. Now I have to like throw both of these things out because I swear there is a mouse in here. That's its foot, like it's literally in there. I think it's time. It's literally like crawled up here, like I don't know what to do. Can you help me please, bud? Please, can you grab it? Get out. Oh! Oh my god, guys, it just jumped off the balcony. Okay, I need to put fire on these things. So like, I went outside and I dropped on the floor and it jumped off the balcony, and now I've closed all the doors, and I feel like I need to put like mouse traps around, but I think it like ran in my room because I had the door open to get some fresh air in. But like, what? Ugh. Okay, anyway, that was my morning. Just had to tell that one. Also, I feel like I'm a master at creating like just random things, but I needed to have my supplements. Like, I really feel like a chocolate chocolate iced coffee thing. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Anyway, and I feel like I'm a chef because this is amazing, and it's literally so low calorie. Like, there's like barely anything in it at all. Let's get into the questions of the day. I think I'm going to have an ad break so I can like list them down, and then we'll come back. All right. It is question time. So, I've got my hair in pigtails because it needs to be washed, and I am wearing this new Skims bralette thingy because I'm being comfortable in my Gymshark Birmingham leggings. Comfort is key. We love wearing trackies all the time. All right. There was a few questions like sort of like about me, so I'm just gonna go over all of them. So basically, I'm 22 years old. I am 180 centimeters. I think on my last Q&A I was 179, so I've grown. but like I'm really tall, so it's probably not a proud moment. But I'm like, I kind of want to get to 6 foot now because I'm like almost there, but I'm 22, so I don't think that's gonna happen. I literally just thought the mouse like ran across the deck just then. Oh my gosh. Okay. So currently I live in Australia. I live in Queensland, on the Gold Coast. I have basically lived here my whole life. I was a country girl when I was 2. And I can't count that I'm a country girl because I only stayed there till I was 2. I used to live in Miles, which is like a small country town. I don't plan on moving anywhere else. Like, I'm stuck being here. Like, I'm so comforted and like I feel homesick when I go anywhere else. Like, Australia just has everything. Like, even though it has spiders and bloody mouse and whatever, mice, sorry. Like, everyone thinks it's a little bit of a crazy country with all of its spiders and insects and everything. It's literally such a good country, and like Gold Coast is so good. You're so close to the beach. You have everything here. If it wasn't for sports and social media, what do you think you'd be doing with your life? I always knew I wanted to do something to do with like business and like starting my own business. I would always go, Mum, I want to start my own business. Like, what can I do? And like, I'd get the cons of like starting your own business and like how it was like, but it was always like, I do not want to work for anyone. Like, that was my mindset. Like, I don't want to work for anyone. When I was leaving school, I was so undecided with what I wanted to do, if I wanted to go to uni or not, or if I wanted to just go into a job, like, because I was like, I don't want to commit to uni and then like not want to do it like later on in life. I did apply for uni. So I always wanted to do something that was like helping people. Like, I always wanted to go into the emergency services. That was sort of my thing. Like, I was like, okay, I want to be a paramedic. I want to be a nurse. I want to be a police officer. I want to be in the fire brigade sort of thing. I want to be a firefighter. Then I was like, oh, but I want to start my own business as well, and I want to do this and la la la. And I always liked fitness, so I'm just so confused with what I want to do, like, always. So I applied for nursing when I was in school, and then I also was talking to a careers counsellor, and I remember telling her all this that I wanted to do, and I was kind of like, oh, I really want to be a firefighter. Like, that was something that I've always been drawn towards, like being a firefighter. I don't know, it's just something that I've been drawn towards since like I've been young, and it's still to this day. So I told her that, she's like, you don't need to go to uni if you want to do that. Like, you just need to like work and then get your experience and then go into the fire brigade. And I was like, oh yeah, true. But like, I was always like, oh my God, like if I don't go to uni, like I need to go to uni. Like, am I like slacking off or whatever? Like, everyone else goes to uni. So I did apply for nursing because I also wanted to do that. And I was like the first year out of school, and I deferred uni because I was like, no, I'm not starting it. I'm not paying for it if I don't know if I want to do it yet. And I really want to be a firefighter. And then it got to the next year and I deferred again. And then I think that's when COVID hit. And I was like, damn it. I wish I was in uni because like I literally would have got all my uni done if it was COVID, because I'm literally just sitting at home. Anyway, it's a blessing. I didn't go to uni. That is so fine, because when I got stuck at home and I was sort of like, what do I do? Like, I started doing my fitness certificates then, when COVID hit and stuff. And I started making TikToks then. And I started doing homework, like at home workouts and stuff like that. Yeah, and then that's kind of where it sort of started. It's like they started to get some traction. But then I took my TikTok page down, I remember, and because I was like, no, I don't like TikTok. And then eventually, like a year later, I started it again. And then I'm so blessed that I have all of you. Going with that was, I knew I was going to start my own business. Like, I knew I was going to do something. I just didn't know what it was going to be. Like, I wanted to start something, and like, I guess that was just like the way of life of what I was going to delve into. And I'm so grateful for today that I can do that. Yeah, I wanted to be a firefighter. And funny enough, I still want to be a firefighter, and I think it's still something that I'm going to do. So watch out for that space. I'm 22, I want to strive for that still. So yeah, hopefully I can get in. to the fire brigade, but we will see. But yeah, basically what I do for work now is I own my own business, which is like, I am so grateful for. So I started my app Core, Core by Desi Johnson, and that's where I do all of my workout routines on there. I post all of these programs for you all, nutrition recipes, live sessions, challenges, everything. And I am so bloody grateful to have this app and to be able to do this, because you guys are absolutely amazing. Already like finding out that I'm transforming lives, it's just like incredible. Like people going, I've lost 45 kilos, I've lost like 20 kilos, or I feel so much better, I'm so like inspired and blah, blah, blah. And like the messages are just like incredible. And I just want to say like good job, guys. I'm so proud, and like that's what makes me want to keep going. And like at the start when I did first doing it, I was like, oh my god, no one's gonna like it, like is it gonna do any good? Like I was stressing, I was like, is anyone even gonna like hop onto it? And then I am getting all this feedback, I'm like, it's worth it. Like this is me helping people, and like I've always wanted to help people, and I've always wanted to give them my knowledge, and this is my way of doing that, and I'm so grateful for it. So I do that as a job. I also do social media as a job. So I started with TikTok, I do Instagram, I'm doing YouTube, trying to get that going too. Yeah, so if you haven't subscribed, subscribe and turn on your push notifications. But yeah, I love doing social media. Like there is their ups and downs and stuff with social media, but it's like, I'm so grateful for it. Like I can't believe that I'm able to just like put a camera in front of my face and do all this stuff. Like I never even thought I would be able to talk in front of a camera like this, but here I am. Sometimes, yeah, I guess it gets a little bit too much, like you're always constantly filming your life and doing this and doing that, but I think I'm just so grateful that I have like this team around me of you guys that are like just so amazing and so beautiful and so supportive, that I'm just like, it's so worth it. Like, what keeps you going and what motivates you. And it's like the main thing at the moment that motivates me is like you guys. And I know that's so like, cliche or whatever, but like a lot lately I've come to the realization of that. Like I get all these messages from people like, you've inspired me to do this, you've inspired me to lose weight, you've inspired me to go to the gym, you motivate me and now I'm enjoying gym, like I'm happy, or I got through a really tough stage of my life. Like these messages have actually made me cry. Like they're so vulnerable, and like I think that type of stuff, like helping people and basically saving their life like with my content is like what else could I ask for? Like you guys are absolutely incredible, and like because I motivate you guys, like that motivates me when you send me those messages, and like I get that feedback, and it's like my content is actually doing good, which is like everything. So thank you guys. So everybody has been asking me about my relationship a lot more than usual, because everyone's like, why don't you post your boo? That's one question. It's like, do you have a boyfriend? Are you in a relationship? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm gonna settle this. Yes, I do have a boyfriend, and I love him so much. Me and my boyfriend have been together for like, I think it's been 18 months. Please correct me if I'm wrong. One of the best 18 months I've ever had. Like, I'm gonna go into the question of why don't you post your boo? I have posted my boo in the past. I'm not gonna say boo, I don't like the word boo. I have posted my boyfriend in the past, and because I wanted to be able to like, you know, post him and stuff like that. Like I want to be like that, but then sometimes I'm like, that's my life, that's my private life that I enjoy, and it makes me happy to just be in the moment. I'm posting him in the past, and I just got a lot of people like, oh my god, you've got a boyfriend. Like everyone was really shocked and everyone was really angry, and I was like, why are you guys so angry? Like this is my life, like that's my boyfriend, like I can choose who I want to be with. Like it was like sort of like, I don't know, I got a lot of tension between it, and I was like, guys, like I don't want this. Like I want you guys to be like sort of like happy for me. So I hope you guys are happy for me, because I'm really happy where I am at the moment. Yeah, and the other thing is, when I first met my boyfriend, he was like, you do social media? And I was like, yeah. Like it was when I was first starting off with social media too. Like he like so totally respects like me doing social media. Like he's so happy for me, he's so proud of me. He doesn't do social media, and he doesn't like to post, and he doesn't like, you know, the camera and stuff like that. Like, which is so fine. And I'm actually grateful to have someone in my life that doesn't like social media. Like, they like social media, but they don't like being involved with social media. I feel like when you think about social media and like having that like life and work balance sort of thing, social media is such a thing that like rules your life, and it's like takes control of it, because constantly you're filming stuff and you're filming yourself and you're doing this, and it's like, oh, if I do that I need to film it, and like it consumes your life, right? And then you're constantly editing and stuff like that, and it's like my face is in my phone all the time. Being able to go, okay, like put my phone there, I don't need to film my boyfriend, like I can just be in the moment, I can go on a date with him, I can go traveling with him, in my way of getting away from social media and being in the moment and enjoying my life and enjoying my relationship with my boyfriend. And I feel like not posting him is protecting like my privacy and stuff like that as well. Like I really enjoy that. And I'm sorry if you guys like would like me to post him a little bit more, and maybe in the future I'll start to post him a little bit more. But yeah, at the moment I'm really enjoying like just having that as my sort of rock away from social media, even though I absolutely love social media. And if he did do it, like that'd be cool, like whatever, like that'd be sick. But yeah, I enjoy being in the moment with him, and hopefully, yeah, I don't know, I just feel like that makes us a little bit stronger. Okay, let's go into sport. So everyone's asking me, why bobsledding? Like, do you want to try other sports than bobsledding? So first I started with athletics. I'd been doing athletics when I was younger. That gave me motivation to be like, I want to make the Olympics. Like, it was always sort of like my goal was to make the Olympics and everything. And I had like so many injuries, like my foot, that was a problem all the time, all the bloody time. Sort of stopped me from doing like sprinting. And then I was like, okay, if my foot's not 100%, let's try and do like heptathlons and like see if like I'd be all right at that. And I loved it, and I was doing better than I thought I would. I ended up ranking myself first in Australia when I was like 17 or whatever, under 18s. That's when I had one of my major injuries, which was my back. I had a stress fracture in my back too, out for quite a while. And I guess that's sort of when I went on my down sort of stage. It was like where I experienced what partying was and party life and blah, blah, blah. And then as I got out of that, it was like 1.5 years, 2 years. It took me to get out of that. It was really hard. And I started sprinting again, and like my foot was just a pain. Like it was just not letting me sprint properly and stuff like that. And I still tried and tried and tried. Squads where this rugby sevens like coach, Australian coach, tried to poach me. Really sick. I'd always wanted to play rugby sevens, and I still do. And then I started training with the Queensland girls for sevens, and then I had to have surgery on my foot. And that was last year. And then I was getting poached for bobsled as well. Like, oh my God, you'd be a perfect bobsledder, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, like bobsled, like tell me more. Like I have no clue, like nothing, I don't really know much about bobsledding. Like I don't think many people do, especially if you live in a summer country. Eventually I was like, oh, like maybe I should try it out. And we were like, all right, come try it out. So I went to Switzerland first because I'd never been over to Europe. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Switzerland first, have a little feel of Europe, and then go to France. So, and then I went to France, and basically I didn't see much of France. I just went to this mountain straight away, which was La Plagne. I tried bobsledding out, jumped in my bobsled for the first time, which was absolutely insane. Like, if you ever get the chance to jump in a bobsled, do it. Like, it's so scary doing it for the first time. Like, you literally hold on for dear life, and you get banged up so much, like you have bruises all over you. You have like this big helmet, like a motorcycle helmet. Like people have like knee pads, elbow pads, like everything protecting them. We have like a burns vest just in case we don't like, you know, burn on the ice. That's when you like crash, I know. It's so common too, which was, I don't know, I love adrenaline rush. I love doing like crazy things. Like my main thing that I liked when I was like playing sevens was like tackling. Like I love tackling girls and I like getting tackled. So I was like, okay, this is sort of like me. Like I like that sort of rough side of things. I don't know. I'm a bit of a tomboy, but I'm a bit of a girly girl. Like she can do both. I really freaking liked it. So I continue to try and like train for it and stuff. And I am hopefully doing world championships in March. I was meant to be overseas at the moment, but I had to have surgery on my foot again. I know, so annoying, but I will hopefully get there around January and then start competing and then building up to world championships in March, which will be my first ever world championships, my first ever time representing Australia, which is like like a dream come true, and I'm just so grateful. So I'm like hoping that this foot just gets better, and like this could have been the thing that like made me like completely just like plop, like, you know what I mean? Like my surgery, like I literally was a week out from going overseas, and then they were like, you need to have surgery, you need to pick whether to go overseas or have surgery. And I was like, I literally can't run on my foot because it's so sore, you need to figure out what's wrong with it. And they really didn't know what was, like the first time it was my navicular, which I fractured, and they ended up fixing that up, but it was still playing up a little bit. And then on my outside of my ankle started playing up, and I was like, what, like what's next? Like what did I do to it? And they cut it open. They actually found like a 2 to 3 centimeter tear in my ankle, which is insane. My rehab's going good. Like I'm walking on it now, like with a brace and stuff, and I'm still not putting too much pressure on it. I'm just doing lots of rehab exercises and stuff, but hopefully I will be over there soon. But I will keep you up to date with my rehab journey. Like today I had to do a bike session with one foot, and it looks like the assault bike. So it's like 2 arms, 1 foot, the other foot is like up like that. I was like, but we will get through it. Rehab is not always fun. I feel like the outcome is so much better, and you learn and grow and become so much stronger from doing rehab. Another thing is like, how's your journey through rehab, and how do you manage your injury, and how do you manage your head and everything with like doing rehab? It's hard. Like I remember the first time like I had my major injuries, and like my foot's been playing up since I was 15. So this isn't like, you know, something that's just happened or whatever, but it's been happening for quite a while. And like, yeah, it sucks, and you do have time to feel sorry for yourself. Like you should have a cry. I have a cry. You should have a cry about it. You should feel sorry for it, because that shows that you care about it, right? And if you are that upset about it, like you truly care about what you're doing, and you truly want to get there, right? And that's something I had to learn over time. And something that I had to learn over time is that these injuries and these setbacks and stuff are literally like a step forward, more so than a step back. Like you get a step forward on a lot of people who don't get these injuries and stuff. Like the amount of knowledge I've gained from these injuries from your foot, like being able to function your body after it and rebuild it and stuff like that. And then my back and like my mind, and trying to become strong with my mind. Like I lost myself for quite a while. Like I lost myself after I had fractured my back. It was sort of when I was younger, in my teenage years. I had loads of friends, a social life, and I was like, let's party. Like I've never partied before, because I've always been training and like tracking my macros and like doing all this, and like I was like, let's just have fun. And I was like drinking and stuff like that, and like every weekend, like every single weekend I stopped training. And like my coach was always there for me. He was always there, and he was the one who got me out of it. And he was like, come on Desi, like I know you want this, like you have wanted this so bad your whole life. And like sat myself down for a second when I was in such a bad stage, and I went, am I happy or am I not happy, right? And I was like, maybe I'm gonna be happier not worrying about injuries, not worrying about sport, not putting pressure on myself and everything like that. And I tried it out for a bit, which is fine, you can try things out. And then I went after a while, Desi, you are not happy. You are not happy drinking every weekend. You are not happy losing yourself every weekend. You are not happy doing just crazy stuff and like not doing sport. Like I literally lost myself, and I was like, what am I doing? Like I was not happy. It was a very, very hard time in my life. And like, I'm usually like always like smiling and like, let's get it done. And I'm always positive. I soon realized that was literally not for me. And I was like, no, what am I doing? Like I want to be successful. I want to be an athlete. I want to do these things. Like I've always wanted to do these things. I will regret so much if I get to like, you know, my 30s, my 40s, and I'm like, look back at my life and I'm like, I did not try and pursue the one thing that made me the happiest, like sport. Like yeah, I regretted it so much. Like that's where you go to sit yourself down, and like I know when you like lose motivation and everything like that, it's really tough to like keep going. But you've got to sit yourself down and go like, what truly makes me feel happy? Implement that into your life. It is not worth it. I'm having like, even though I have so many injury setbacks, and I know that every time I get injured, people are like, oh my God, you're injured again. I'm like, yeah, I know. Cool. That's okay. I'm so fine with that. At least I'm trying. At least I'm trying to pursue my sport and what I want to do. That's fine. I don't care if people judge me for like getting injured all the time. That just must be like the bad luck I have in my life. But like, that's fine. I know that one day I will get what I want. Like, I know one day that I will achieve something that I want to achieve. And like, I've just got to keep that mindset. Like, I've got to keep positive and keep driving at it. And that's what I want to give advice to you guys, is to just keep driving for what you want. Keep motivated. Tell yourself that you will achieve it. Even if you have setback after setback, which I have, like every single year, every time I've tried to achieve something, they go, oh, you've got this, you've got that, you've fractured this, you've torn that. And like, you can't train anymore. You can't compete. You can't go overseas. And it's like, but like, okay, thank you. I'm going to work harder. And that's my mindset now. Like, I feel like I've learned so much. I've become so much stronger. Like, I would not be the person I am today, and I would not have all of this opportunity today if I didn't get injured, and if I didn't have those setbacks, and if I didn't go partying that year. And like, you know what I mean? Like, things happen for a reason in life. You roll with it, you take control of it, and you keep going. Okay, you choose the path that you want to go down. There's going to be things that sway you side to side, but keep going, okay? Because you will get the outcome that you want one day. You will become the strong person that you will one day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you will be the person you want to be. You've just got to keep working at it. You can't lose faith in yourself. It's hard. Life is hard, but do not lose faith in yourself. How do you stay motivated and not stressed? You have your days, you have your times, you have your ups and downs. Like, I stress out quite a lot. I feel like, I guess having my partner now, like my boyfriend, like he's a really good de-stressor. He makes me feel really comforted. Like, I can put my head on his shoulder, and I feel like that's something that you need to implement into like your life, is having a team. It doesn't have to be a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but it just has to be, I reckon, someone there like to go to and to talk about things, and to feel like someone's there for you, to be comforted. Even if it is a therapist or something like that. Like, I'm seeing a therapist at the moment, and I feel like it's so good. Like, I've always been so resentful against that. Like, nah, I don't need one. Like, I'm fine. Like I am fine, but sometimes I feel like everyone has something to say. Everyone wants to get something off their chest. And I'm someone who keeps everything on my chest, and like, I don't talk to anyone about it. So I feel like having that now is so good, to be able to just like let it off and continue to just like have motivation. And I guess like, they give me ways to like keep striving for. I feel like everyone thinks, like, when you look on social media, you look at someone, and I have all these questions saying like, how are you so positive? Like, how are you so motivated? How do you stay like that? And it's like, yeah, I am. Like 90% of the time, 10% of the time, I can lose myself a little bit, and like everyone does. Life is tough, but you've got to sort of sit back. And that's what I do now. Like, I sit back when something gets tough, and I go, why do I do it? Okay. Does it make me feel happy? Yes. Like, okay, well then get off your ass and keep going. Like, and having a team around you to like tell you to do that too is just so incredibly like comforting, and is so incredibly helpful. Like, I even had my cousin who was like, the other day, like I was literally on the ground, like I can't do it. It was like a Sunday, and I was like, I can't make content today. Like, I was like in tears. Like, I just can't do it today. And she was like, Desi, grabs my hand. She's like, get up. She's like, you are strong and you can do this, and people are inspired by you. And I was like, yeah, what am I doing? I'm being an idiot. Like, I am so grateful to have you guys, and you guys are literally like one of my biggest motivators. I literally wake up and I go, oh, like, I don't know. And then I go, no. Like, I need to keep motivating you guys, so I need to motivate myself to get up and get it done. But like, biggest motivator is purely yourself. And that's what mine is. I think that I always go like, how am I going to make my future self proud? How am I going to develop myself to make my future self proud? And like, I go, okay, I'm in the shoes of my 40-year-old self, or my 50-year-old self, or my 80-year-old self, hopefully. And I go, am I proud? Am I happy? Like, did I try and achieve everything I wanted to do? Like, did I fight so hard, no matter what, to try and be the person I wanted to be? Yes. I want everyone, like, that's what I want in life. I want everyone to be like that, to look back and go, I tried. Doesn't matter if you didn't achieve it. Doesn't matter if, like, how do you know whether you were going to achieve it or not if you didn't try? And that's where I get my motivation from. And it's like, like you have to try everything. Like if you want it, go get it. Just do it. Who cares if you fail? Get up and try again. Like I do it day after day after day. I fail all the time. I fail so much. But I keep striving and I keep trying because that's what makes me happy. And I know that's what's going to make my future self happy. Okay? So yeah, that's a little bit of my advice. Yeah. So let's just move on to the next one. We are going to talk about nutrition. So, nutrition, guys. My nutrition is changed a lot over the time. I've tried macros. I don't macro track at the moment. That was one of the questions. I do not track my macros at all. I've tried fasting diets. I've tried meat diets. I've tried all these different types of diets, like, and I found what works for me now and makes me happy and makes me fueled and makes me just enjoy life. And that's not tracking my food, it's literally just eating whenever I want. Now this comes with lots of knowledge too, and I feel like it's something that you really need to gain your knowledge across, and it's good having a dietitian be able to talk to these things about, and that's why like I've gained lots of knowledge from dietitians and stuff. I still think of food every day. Like that has that many calories in it, and this has, and I'll talk about that a little bit more and to the dark side of like all of that. But the good side of that is like I have knowledge over like the calories and like the carbs, the fats and proteins, and I still think of those things. And okay, this meal has this much, like how am I going to make this meal have whole nutritional value to me? Main thing is cutting out preservatives, processed food, and like eating whole natural foods is such a big thing. And I feel like people, obviously as life goes on, we have so much more like processed foods and stuff like that, and like try to eat as natural as you can. I like to try and add all my like vitamins and minerals and like good fats, good proteins, good carbs in natural foods. So one big thing that I do is I'm not afraid of vegetables. I eat as many vegetables as I can. That makes me full. I have lots of nutritional value from that. Have your meat, like your lean meats and stuff like that. Like you can still sometimes have like those fatty sort of meats, but try and stick to those lean meats and stuff. I avoid cooking with oils altogether. I try and use non-stick pans and stuff like that because oils have so many calories in them. They can be really bad for you too. Like there's so much evidence behind oils and how bad they are for you and stuff, and for your bodies and stuff. And then like having like good fats in there, like I add chia seeds into my day, like omega-3s, and then having salmon through your week as well, because that's your omega-3s that you need. Yeah, like all these different things like to sort of add up is you've got to think of what holds nutritional value and like how it's going to fuel my body, and you need to give yourself as much nutrition as you can, and having processed foods is not going to do that. So I feel like that's where I've learned to just eat whatever I want, because now that I'm fueling my body with the right foods and stuff like that, like my body's like, I love you. Keep eating. Like, so yeah, like that's sort of my tip for like sort of staying lean and strong and like fueling your body right. Someone asked me, as like, have I ever had like body dysmorphia or like eating disorders and stuff like that? Yes. I feel like that's probably one of the most tough things that I've gone through in life, and I haven't ever spoken about this. I don't speak about it much to anyone, so let's go. So like food is so tough, and I feel like when you're in the sporting world as well, like obviously now that we're all surrounded by like social media and everything like that, like looking at other people's like lives and like how fit they look and how skinny they look, or stuff like that. And then having also like when I like do sport, like having people around me to say like you need to be like a certain weight, or you need to be this and that, and like you need to look like that runner or whatever. It's tough. It's so mentally tough. Like, so I think I grew such a big like stigma and whatever around food. I grew a lot of negativity around food at such a young age. Like when I was like sort of, yeah, first really competing for sport and stuff, it was sort of like, because I'm such like a big build and I'm such a big person as it is, like I am, compared to other sprinters. When I was sprinting, I was the big girl out of everyone else. I held a lot of muscle, which as a sprinter makes you a little bit more slower. Well, it can. I had a lot of power though. I had that that was my positive against from it. And I had the best starts. I was out first, like I was really fast. It was just holding it and trying to get lean so I could keep my leg turnover for the whole like race, stuff like that. Okay, what diet can we go on to make you faster? Because if you shred a little bit more, you're gonna get faster, sort of thing. And that was sort of put in my head from a young age, which like it was good at the time. I guess I think maybe I was too young for that at the time, because I think it did cause me to have some injuries when I was younger. It did cause me to have a bad mindset towards food. So I started macro tracking when I was in high school, and people were like I had my like 30 grams of like cereal or whatever, and I had my like lunch that had like my chicken and my rice, and like it was like measured to the gram. Like I was like, I'm getting the grams in that I've put in my like calorie intake or whatever for the day. And like someone at school would be like, oh, I want some of your cereal butts or something. I want some of your chicken, because I always had like cool, like good meals, because I was like, I'm eating like healthy or whatever. And everyone wanted to eat my stuff. I was like, no, like I need to eat that. Like that is like all I get. And then like seeing other people like eating like yummy food and stuff was like, oh, this is so freaking hard. Like, so I was really strong with it through school and everything, because I was so motivated to achieve what I wanted to achieve at the time, and it destroyed me a little bit. I was so stressed over it. I think that's where I started getting a lot of eating disorders. The first one was binge eating. So I did binge eat when I was doing macro tracking. I would get a cheat day after a while, and it was every Sunday, and I would just binge to the point I was sick. Like I would just go and like I would go to the shops and I'd buy a big packet of chips, a big block of chocolate, and I would literally devour everything, because I was like, I am eating so clean all week round, and then I get this one day and I'm just gonna eat as much as I can. And my cheat days weren't meant to be like that, but I just could not control myself, and that's where I lost my self-control with food. When I did injure myself after I'd macro tracked and stuff, and I was trying to achieve getting to world championships when I was like 17, turning onto 18, I fractured my back and I had to have a lot of time off, and it meant like I couldn't like train as much. Like I started partying and stuff. So I lost that part of me where I was like tracking and everything. I was like, no, I've done that for too long. I can't do it anymore. I'm too sad to even think about doing that. Like I want to enjoy my life, and that's where I sort of stood away from that. And I've lost myself with food, and I started sort of binge eating on a daily thing, and because I was like, whatever, I don't care. And I was binge drinking, so I started to gain a bit of weight and lose a lot of muscle. And that's sort of, if you have seen my transformation videos, which I will probably do another one so you can see it again, I have lots more videos that I like have gone through my camera roll, and I literally was like, I can't even look at that person who I was, because I was so disappointed. But now I need to look at that and go, no, I'm so proud of myself for getting through that. So then when I realized I was so unhappy with myself, with my mind, with my body, the way I looked and everything, I was like, oh my gosh. And that's when I started to delve back into like strict eating, not eating, stuff like that. So I started to train again. I moved on to a different coach, and it was really, okay, you need to lose weight, you need to stop partying, you need to do this. And it was quite hard. The coach would sort of like, every time he wouldn't like say much else other than like, you need to lose weight. Like you need to look like a specific person, like an athlete. Like you need to be, and I was like, as it is, I was a very, very strong person. And when I did start to lose weight, it was still like, that was the topic for me every time I trained. Yeah, so I think I sort of looked at it in a bad way. Like sometimes it doesn't, like coaches are meant to say stuff like that, but because I was so fragile at the time, I took it in a way of sort of destroying myself, and I was not eating. I got to a point where I was just like, I would eat nothing like during the day. Like I would have like, in the morning I would like pretend to have like a little bit of my smoothie, and then I would chuck it out. And then I would go to work, and because at the time I was working like a 9-to-5 job, I was like working for a call center, I would literally like not eat, and people would be like, come on your lunch break, and I was like, oh no, like I'm busy. Or when they would like, because they started to think something was up, they would force me to like eat and have lunch with them, and I would like eat a little bit of my lunch, and then I would like take it home, and mom was like, why aren't you eating your lunch? And I was like, oh, I'll have it tomorrow, I wasn't hungry. And then I wouldn't eat dinner. And that was really bad, because I was obviously training quite a lot at the time as well. So I should have been eating a lot because I needed to fuel myself. And yeah, and I remember one day coming into training and my coach going, have you eaten today? And that's when I realized, like, oh shit, this girl is skinny. And I was like, oh, finally, like, is that a compliment? Crazy mind back then. Obviously I was getting a little bit faster, but then I was very fatigued and I started to get injured again, and I ended up fracturing my back again because obviously I was not eating properly. I think the thing that sort of saved me was social media and having a good team around me. And when I started doing social media, I felt like I can't be damaged like that. I can't think of food like that because I need to think of food in a positive way. I cannot look at food and go, oh, like I can't eat that, like I'm fat, like this, that. Like that's the things that are going to destroy me, and that's the things that are going to make me injured and stuff like that. So I was like, no, and I turned my life around. And I think that's where my social media started to grow because I started to become happier in myself. And I'm so grateful for that because yeah, I still have problems with my food, and I'm not gonna lie, like I feel like everyone sort of does, and I still look at food and I go, oh my god, that's got that many calories in it, that's got this, like I can't eat that. Like I even made a video the other day going like, I literally can't go to a restaurant and have smashed avocado without going, that's got that many calories in it, because they've put like 250 grams of avocado when a serving is literally like 30 grams of avocado. Like I am so bad with it, but I'm forever going to be like that because like I have damaged myself at such a young age, like thinking about that. But now I sort of turn it around and go, that's a positive. I can look at food and go, okay, yeah, it does have that, but that's okay. Like, and fuel myself with the right things. Like I know that I need to fuel myself to be able to train. And that's why with this injury, my dietitian's like, okay, you really need to fuel yourself. You can't be under eating or whatever. Like you need to sort of eat a little bit more because you need to recover your foot. Like your foot's not going to get better without you putting energy into your body. You do need to fuel yourself. I feel like a lot of people do have like body dysmorphia and like eating disorders and stuff like that. And it's so hard. It's so hard to get out of it. And hopefully me talking about it today, like I really hope that like it's helped people, because like, yeah, to know that like people like me that are on social media, we do have negatives like that. We do go through life like that. Like we struggle like that, like you. And I hope that it really helps you like come out of that. You need to try and be happy in yourself, and you need to find something that's going to make you feel happy in yourself and make yourself feel motivated. And I hope you can find that, because like I'm still working on it, but like I hope that I can work on it with you guys and help you guys, because like it's not worth it. It is not worth it. It's hard living in the day we live in now, but it is not worth it. And I hope that like, yeah, I hope that we can all sort of crawl out of it and yeah, be happy with just eating when we want, eating the right foods, and just being content and happy about it. Going out and having pizza, going out to a restaurant and not thinking about how many calories it has in it. Just have fun and surround yourself with people who don't think like that. Surround yourself with people like, yeah, let's go get ice cream after this. I love that. Like, tell me to go get ice cream and I'll go get ice cream and I'll feel good because you've gotten it with me. Sort of my nutrition sort of side of things, and like a little bit of a story about me, I guess you could say. One that everyone always asks, they always say, are you on tren? Are you on steroids? Are you on Anbar? Whatever it's called. I don't even know what the difference is between those three things. Tren, steroids, and Anbar. Is it Anbar? I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. Am I on any of that? No. I've never touched that in my life. I can't touch it anyway. I can barely even touch protein powders without getting it checked. Like I will be getting drug tested for the sport that I'm doing and stuff. So I need to run my protein powders through, like, they have like a tick on them and it says athlete approved. And if it doesn't have that and it doesn't run through the system and it's not checked through the system, like it's not batch tested, I can't have it. I'll go to a restaurant, I can't have like a protein shake from a restaurant, I mean from a cafe or whatever, because they're using protein powder that isn't batch tested, and I have to ask those things. No, I do not touch drugs. I don't touch steroids. I am a big build. I guess I get it from genetics, get it from hard work, I get it from training, and I am happy. Strong is hot, and I want you girls to know that strong is hot, and it's fine to look muscly. I love being muscly. It makes me happy. I love being a fit fanatic. Like, I don't care. Like, I see those comments now. It used to affect me. They don't affect me anymore. So I just want to say that no, I am not on any of that stuff. So hopefully that gets across as my answer. There's one more question I really want to do. Like, does your workout change when you're on your period? Like, how do you get through workouts with cramps and stuff? Yes. So at a young age, like, I dealt with periods really hard. Like, they were really hard for me and stuff. Really bad cramps, as a lot of girls do. And I used to get like easily injured on my period, like that week of my period. So my coach used to shape my training around my period. Like, he'd go, okay, we have like 3 weeks, and then once you're on your period, it's sort of like that down week and then build back up. So my training was really like this, and it was good because it gave me like a taper week, it gave me like a rest week sort of thing, and then I built back up. Girls, please protect yourself. Please fuel yourself. When you are on your period, sorry boys, it's a touchy subject, but when you're on your period, you really need to give yourself a break. Being on your period can damage your body. Like, I know that I got injured when I was on my period. I know that I couldn't put out the perceived like effort of training and everything when I was on my period. Like, I was sick, I was sore, like I couldn't do anything well enough when I was on my period. So give yourself that break. Like, you're going to hurt yourself more and you're going to get more unmotivated when you are doing it. So vital, and I feel like that needs to be spoken about a lot more to girls, because like I feel like a lot of girls don't know that. But yeah, you just don't want to hurt yourself even more. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up there because I feel like I've answered quite a lot and I got very touchy with a few things. Yeah, so I hope that was okay. If you have any more questions you want me to answer, maybe put them in the comments below, and I will definitely do another Q&A, because I feel like I didn't have enough time to like sort of talk about more so the fitness side of things. But I am currently running a Black Friday sale on course, so all of my packages are 50% off, so go and hop on there, yeah, and start training with me. I have all my programs, all my recipes, all my nutrition, all of my knowledge is on this app, and I really hope that I can grow a massive team and give you all of my knowledge, because I want to help you guys. I want to transform everyone. I'm really thinking about doing merch as well. I don't know if that's something that you guys would like get into, but I think I'm gonna do some merch, but I've got to kind of plan that. So if you are interested in that, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, let me know what you want to see from me next. I love doing these YouTube videos and I hope you guys love it too, but I'm gonna wrap it up because I feel like I've been doing this for a long time now and I have so much work to do. I love you guys. Please, like, I want you to take out of this like Q&As, just go and bloody pursue what you want to pursue. Like, be the person that you want to be. Like, strive for what you want to strive for. Like, do not hold back. Don't hold back. Be the person you want to be, okay? Like, who cares if you fail? Keep going, keep trying, keep striving for more. We've all got it in ourselves, okay? So yeah, if I motivate you to do that and like watching my content like that, I'm so grateful for. Okay, I'm so grateful, and I love the messages and I love the transformations. So just keep being you, keep striving for more, okay? Be authentic. That's one of my biggest things too, is to be authentic, be yourself. You will go so far in life being yourself. We're all individuals. I feel like I'm being very motivational right now. I need to stop. Okay. I'm gonna go, guys. I love you all, always. Have the best day, night, morning, whatever it is, wherever you are across the world. I love you all.